Okay, welcome back everyone. Today we're gonna finish up our series on the Sydney Hackathon by looking at the winners of the Sydney Hackathon, the EOS Global Hackathon at Sydney. The format's gonna be the same. We're gonna take a look at their project details briefly, and then gonna watch the video. We're gonna listen to the judges' questions, and then I'm gonna give them a score on the four criterias, which is the utilization of blockchain technology, EOS blockchain specifically, creativity, which is how creative they were in their solution to the problem or their implementation to the solution to their problem, impact, how big of a difference would it make in the life of the users of the application or in the business's bottom line they're trying to help, or in this case the environmental impact it will have on the environment of Australia. And lastly, scalability, which is how accessible is the application, how easy to use is it for the general public. So let's take a look at the winners. So the first place winner is Smart Press. It's a team led by Lachlan Greenbank. They're out of Australia. The name of the project is Smart Press, and it is a dApp that enables environmentally motivated individuals to build smart contracts for land preservation, all without writing a single line of code. That's a really good short description. It kind of just tells you right away in one sentence what they're trying to do. So let's watch their pitch video. Turn down the volume a little bit.
So with 3 minutes on the clock, Smart Press, to you, go.
As we all learn more about blockchain, we all strive to make change with it. But one key thing that our team identified at the start of this project is most people can't take the time to learn something really, really complex like C++ and building smart contracts and understanding the cryptography behind it and the use cases. But a lot of people have really good ideas that that they can't implement themselves, so they would go to another person to implement it, a contractor, if you will. The thing about blockchain contractors, they are highly sought after. They're really hard to find, and they charge through the roof because of their services that are so rare. So what we came up with was a solution for a fictional character named Jim. Jim is my friend, even though he's a fictional character, and he had a problem where he was trying to build a geomapping service that used a distributed system, so anybody in the world could write to it sections of land that they'd like to remain protected. Maybe in their past, when they were children, they had really fond memories there, and they know that this land is really important to the local community, and things such as this. So Jim wanted to do this, but he can't write a smart contract himself, and he can't afford to get a smart contract written for him because it would cost him upwards of $10,000 or high contractors that he probably can't even find. So we built a system that allows him to build his smart contracts in a graphical user interface. Yes, he can build his database without writing one piece of code and deploy it to the blockchain, all within our system. So you can change the number of columns, you can change the name, and you can change the types and names of the columns.
1 minute warning.
So we've got here a north, south, east, west indicator and a reason for the reason that somebody would like to protect the land. We generate the database. It's generated, compiled, and uploaded to the blockchain within about 10 seconds. And now we can go to Jim's application that he's hooked up to our generated database. You can set the parameters that we just allowed inside our database. You can set your preservation reason that you'd like to preserve this area and the threatened species, and you can submit it. And so the reason that we did this without coming up with an idea that's exactly perfect to save the planet, what we thought was, let's empower the people who do have the educational knowledge to solve the problems to build their own solutions without having to learn C++, without having to spend a lot of money. lot of trial and error.
Time. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for Smart Press.
This to me was a very surprising win. So let's just go on the criteria that I think they scored the highest first. So that would be scalability. What they essentially created is a way for people to easily create smart contracts. That has opened up a much wider range of people to be able to write code on the blockchain. But put it another way, they just built a glorified Excel spreadsheet on the blockchain. I think all the difference came down to the judges and the reason behind the project. Their project is not a very technical implementation, not at all. It's something that instead of being done in 26 hours, probably could have been done in a few hours. But what they did do very well is that they understood what the judges are looking for, what their background is, and they're able to communicate with them their goal, their shared goal with their project. So for this project, I'll score 4. Sorry, 4 is the maximum score. 4 for scalability. I'm gonna go backwards a little bit. Impact, impact in terms of opening up the user base, the coder base, if you will, for the EOS blockchain, that is also very high. That would be for all the 4. Creativity, I think it is quite creative. I haven't seen any other services out there that allows you to create a smart contract just by clicking and typing in a few things. So that is quite creative, but I'm not sure if I'll give them full score on that. So I'm gonna give that 3. And utilization of the blockchain technology. That's the one criteria that I think could be argued that they have not done well on. Again, what they did was a Excel spreadsheet on the blockchain. Do you really need something like this on the blockchain? No. Does the blockchain need something like this? Yes. So this one I'm quite split. I'm gonna give it a 2. And I haven't given out any 2 ratings in the last few winners of the Hong Kong Hackathon so far. Yeah, I'm very torn. Like, I don't understand. This hackathon is what really the winners of the hackathon really do me off, because I just did not expect this kind of project to win. And I think this is what I mean when I say the challenge matters a lot. Starting from this for the second hackathon at least. Because if this was pitched any other way, I don't think they would have any chance to win. If they had not convinced the judge, which one? Sorry. So I think there was one specific judge that made the world of difference for this winner. And his name is Reese Proudfoot. Okay, I remember now. Reese Proudfoot, the individual associated the World Wildlife Foundation. Again, if you have an opinion on why this winner did as well as they did, please let me know. It is kind of baffling to me. But let's watch the response of the judges, and maybe we have more insights from there.
Smart Press, if you want to grab your device and walk towards the middle of the stage to join your pitcher. Judges, 2 minutes of questions for you for Team Smart Press.
How does a non-technical person wrap their head around a smart...
So that's Reese Proudfoot. That's the individual associated with World Wildlife Foundation.
...smart contract through your user interface?
So through our interface, we basically declare it just like it would be a database. So a lot of people, I think, today would understand what a database does. You can send information to it, it can be stored, and you can delete and create things. With our database, users can control the rows that they own. And the system, there is a little bit of education that is needed, but yeah, I would argue that most people understand how generally a database works. You're sending data to it, you're sending it back, and it's stored in a distributed fashion. In the future, I see this as a kind of ubiquitous thing where we all assume things are going to be distributed in some fashion, and we're going to have some control over our user data. So this idea might be a little novel now, but very soon I feel like this is going to scale to a lot of different people as they come up with ideas and realize that they can just deploy these things like they would a AWS server or something. So perhaps people like JavaScript developers who don't know the low-level tech skills of C++ can really come up with a lot of ideas and a lot of sustainable
45-second
plans.
warning.
Are there any other questions?
No questions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Team.
Again, I don't know why, but I'm pretty disappointed with this first place prize. But let's take a look at the other ones. Maybe just because my background and my involvement in cryptocurrency and blockchain space has made me focus too much on the technology. And this was a very non-technical solution. But don't take this as a... I think you should be encouraged, especially for non-tech people out there, where if you're a UX designer, if you could come up with some clever way that makes interacting with the blockchain a lot much easier, this could be a chance for you. You don't have to be a hardcore developer to win in this hackathon. You could just be doing a UI for. You don't even have to understand like the intricacies and different interactions of the modules and the multi-sig transactions and actions and stuff like that is completely unnecessary. So that's the first place winner. And I'll catch you in the second video where we look at the second place winner.